Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, babe.
How are you?
I'm doing exceedingly well.
Exceedingly abundantly.
More than I can ask or imagine.
Good one.
It feels good.
Feels good.
It feels good.
How are you this Saturday? I just asked that. Sorry. I just ask how are you doing?
I don't remember.
The camera's on us, so I'm nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, you're in front of the camera all day, every day.
I'm nervous.
It was a good Saturday, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say it to everyone listening or watching. Welcome back to the kingdom.
I like how you're holding the mic.
Thanks.
So fancy. It looks good in the camera.
Thank you.
Weird when I do it like that.
Welcome back, or welcome to the kingdom. If you're new here, if you're watching us or listening to us for the first time, this podcast for the first time.
Yes.
My name is
Adakora.
Huh?
Oh, joy.
I can cut anything out. And I'm here with my BFF.
Yeah.
Babe, you gotta chill.
What?
You have to chill.
No, I know. I'm just playing around.
I know.
You said BFF.
I know. You're
boyfriend forever.
Yes. Best friend forever.
Okay.
You're my best friend forever.
That is true. You are my best friend forever.
I'm here with my boyfriend, Lucas Lovejoy. Welcome to the podcast.
Arigato.
So, Lucas, there is a segment that I do on my podcast, and it's called Things I'm Welcoming and Things I'm Exiling into the Kingdom.
Okay.
So, normally I would do it, but this time you will do us the honors and tell us.
Thank you.
3 things you're welcoming into the kingdom.
All right.
And maybe 1 or 3 things you're exiling out of the kingdom.
Okay, well, I'll start off with the easy one. I did just welcome the YMCA into my kingdom. I'm very happy about that because for me, the sauna and steam room are extremely important. Sauna for its health benefits, steam room just because it feels good.
Yeah. And
I will do it 6 times a week, and honestly, I think it will help me live to be maybe 130, 135.
Wow. Just the sauna and the steam room.
Well, sauna, then cold shower, then steam room.
Okay. The YMCA has the cold shower?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just...
Oh, true. It's just a cold shower. I thought that it was the cold plunge.
I wish they had the cold plunge.
Yeah.
That would be so sick. But yeah, I welcomed that into my life. I'm really happy about it. And now that I can lift free weights as well, I can get bigger, which I'm looking forward to. It also means I can eat more. Ooh. So that's one thing that I've welcomed into my life.
Why does it mean you can eat more?
Well, because I'm going to be burning way more calories in the gym.
Okay.
Because when I just did pull-ups every day, it's probably, maybe 150, 200 calories. It's good for my muscles, but it's not like I'm burning a bunch of calories.
So you couldn't eat a lot because you weren't burning a lot.
Exactly. I work remote.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you can eat a lot because you'll be burning a lot.
Right. And I want to just get a bit more muscle mass. And you have to eat more to get more muscle mass.
I see.
So that's number 1.
Okay. YMCA, what else?
YMCA. Number 2 is Jesus' mercy.
Okay.
Yeah, from a couple weeks back in the sermon, this really stuck out to me. I was reading Exodus where Moses is put in the cleft of the cave and Jesus comes by, or God comes by and and says that he won't show Moses his face, but he will show him his back. And then what is shown when Moses sees his back is God's unending love and mercy. And I judge myself very hard because, I always want to become better and better. So I critique everything that I could improve in. But what's needed in that is also a dose of God's mercy. So I've really been sitting in that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the last one is painting in silence. All I've done today is when I've been painting is in silence. Painting in silence a lot more. Bless you.
Thanks.
And I think painting in silence is how you become an elite artist, because that's what all of the greats did. and it allows you to truly get into your mind.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited to just keep painting in silence.
Okay, one thing you're exiling.
Oh yeah. One thing I'm exiling is, well, screen time has pretty much already been exiled to the maximum amount possible. I'm at like an hour and a half a day right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like to get it under 1 hour eventually, but I'm exiling screen time.
Wow. Your girl is averaging maybe 7 hours a day of screen time. 6.
You'll get there.
Can you give us tips on how we can maintain an hour and 30 minutes of screen time a day? That is unheard of. Like, I honestly don't know how you do it. And I don't even know if that's possible for a girl like me.
It would be extremely hard for you.
Yeah.
It would be, but you could probably get it down to like 4 or 3.
I mean, that's my goal, is like at least 4. Oh, no, at most 4.
Well, you have to actually decide to do it. You know what I mean? The
Thanks.
hardest part, but the hardest part about doing anything is deciding that you're actually going to do
Well,
it.
what do you fill your time with?
My own mind.
Okay.
Yeah, like I like sitting and just looking at the window. Yeah, in silence, and like reflecting on how good life is and thanking God for like where I am. I'd way rather do that than scroll on Instagram and look at someone baking a cake. I thank God for what he's giving me instead.
Ew.
I'm not even playing. That's how I think about it.
So you sit outside. No, you sit here and look out the window and thank God.
I do.
For all the time that you're not on your phone.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, I thank him for my life.
Uh-huh.
Like when I was making pancakes, while I was waiting for the pancakes to be done on one side, I just go sit on the couch.
Okay.
And look out the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't feel those awkward silences
Exactly.
I see.
Realistically, like, or if we're just getting down into it, that might be it. I don't feel any of those gaps with my phone.
Okay.
Or if I'm waiting in line for the bathroom, or if I'm at a gallery event and no one is there, I don't pull out my phone. I just stand and look around at people.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I think what gets me is that anytime there's a brief period where there's nothing going on, I get on my phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it adds up. It'll be like 15 minutes here,
right.
10 minutes here, you know, and then it just keeps adding up.
Right.
And then I'm like, wait, I was working all day.
Yeah.
I was sleeping. So how do I have 7 hours of screen time? Literally doesn't make any sense. Well, thank you so much for telling us what you're welcoming and exiling.
You're welcome.
In your kingdom.
Would you do a test like of one night or one event where you just don't feel any of the moments with your phone?
Yeah, maybe I can try tonight.
Yeah?
I can try at this gallery I'm going to tonight.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I want to do that.
You should. Then do it.
I will.
Sick.
Ew.
What?
Sick.
I mean, that's cool. I'm excited to hear how that goes.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I will, yeah, I'll see. No, I'll do it.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. The hardest part is actually deciding.
Yeah.
Because then at the end you say, I'll see.
Yeah.
That's how people, when they want to get a six-pack, I'll see.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay.
What was that?
I don't know. All right. Thank you so much for that segment, Lucas.
Did you feel something?
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like that you do that part of the podcast. I think it makes everybody feel welcome and included and comfortable right off the bat.
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like something that has nothing to do with the episode, you know? It's outside of
Icebreaker.
whatever. Yes, exactly. A lot of people would do like highs and lows, or a lot of podcasts would like highs and lows of the week, or like...
That's boring.
Aw.
No, maybe it's not boring, but you're just cooler than that.
Yeah, I'm way cooler than that.
I know. What are you exiling and welcoming?
Well, I gave you that segment already. Like that, there's a time allotted for that segment, and I passed it to you.
True, because this is not a random, just free form we actually have things to do and places to be.
Exactly.
But I mean, if you don't want to tell me on air, tell me off air. I want to know you're welcoming.
Okay, I'll say one thing each.
Okay.
So one thing I'm welcoming into the kingdom now or recently is I always have to think about these because they're like
it's
on
hard,
the spot.
right? It's not that easy to come up with it on the spot.
I guess I would say waking up at 6.
Okay. I think you said 6:30.
Well, 6:30 that one time.
Okay.
But
6.
But normally I've been waking up at 7:30 and I woke up at 6:30 one time.
Yeah.
And I want to do that more often.
You should.
And one thing I'm exiling is I guess screen time now. So me and you have the same exile.
Let's go.
They're banished from the kingdom.
Down with meta. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah. No, that was a lazy one, but yeah, I can't think of it right now.
Sure.
So why are you here today, Lucas Lovejoy?
Because you asked me.
That is so true.
Yes.
Well, I've brought you here today on this podcast because Valentine is coming.
Hey.
Where's your boyfriend?
Right here.
You are sitting home lonely.
We're about to have some steak.
Okay, that's not part of the song.
Oh, it's a real song?
Yes.
I did not know that.
It's a real song, and it goes, Valentine is coming. Where's your boyfriend? You are sitting at home lonely.
Loser.
Yeah. Straight loser vibes. That's not the vibes we're on tonight. Or
by his grace.
By his grace and mercy.
Amen.
By his grace and mercy, we have a Valentine's themed episode for you guys today.
Let's go.
Except we don't know exactly what we're talking about. We're just going to talk about like our relationship. Are you okay? Actually, you just let me know if you don't want to talk about something. You know, like, because I just like want to just talk about our relationship. Sure. But maybe there's some things you don't want to talk about. So just let me know.
I'll try to not be too cheesy.
Okay. Why? Why do you think you'd be cheesy?
And because I'm a sentimental gentleman.
I don't think anything is cheesy if you actually mean it.
True.
Yeah.
I just love you a lot.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
Yeah.
Guys, well, I love you too. But if you are extremely lonely and miserable, maybe this is not the podcast for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Or maybe it is.
Or maybe it is the podcast.
I'll teach you all about how to get a bad girl like this.
Oh, yeah. Maybe fellas, listen up. Ladies, listen up. Do you want your man to treat you well? Here are the 5 things you must do. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't have any steps. But I guess let's talk about...
Just treat your man well. Aw, this thing keeps falling.
I know. I don't know what to do about it.
I think it'll fall now.
Okay, cool. There's a plant behind us, and it's...
Yeah, my head has also been hitting it, but
now
it won't hit it that much. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so a TikTok about mine recently got a lot of traction. And I was talking about how, like, God gave me, like, a very cool confirmation about Lucas. And so I want to know your confirmation story. Oh, also, if you don't know the TikTok, I can link it down below. But a lot of people liked it. It said that, like, it rekindled their faith in God. And, like, you know, they're like, oh, maybe I will trust him. You know what I mean? And, like, just knowing that the right one is there. Because sometimes we just want companionship so badly that we don't care who it is with. And I think my favorite part about the story was the fact that I was able to decipher what God's voice was versus mine, and you were able to do the same. So more importantly than like making like a code or anything is like having someone that can hear from God in the first place. Because if you tell God something and God wants to deliver the message to whoever your partner is, can they even hear from God? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Can you hear from God if you have not cultivated any silence?
How do you cultivate silence?
You give yourself times that when you were like 8 or 9 years old, you would have said, Mom, I'm bored. You do that on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Just creating time for you to be still and like be in tune with God.
Yeah.
Because normally when you're bored, the first thing, or maybe the first thing you do if you're very special, is think that.
Very special?
Yeah.
What?
See, it says 4 minutes left.
Bro, what? Said,
yeah.
Mom, I'm bored.
Normally, like, when you're bored, your first thought isn't to, like, take out your Bible and read. So, making sure that you make time for that. And, yeah. So,
that's good, yeah.
We're going to go on to Lucas's confirmation if you have a story. Maybe you don't have a really interesting story.
I don't. All I can say is that whenever I would ask him if I, was to be with you infinitely, he would always say yes, and I would always immediately hear yes.
Okay.
And God really does speak to me through my gut. And if I don't feel that something is a yes immediately, I usually still do try to do it because I'm somewhat stubborn. But it doesn't work out like 90% of the time, and that's because I already knew that God wasn't really in it. And then there's other things where I hear him say yes immediately every time I ask, and they always work out every single time. And I'm sure, like, a psychologist could just say like that I have some type of belief or whatever that, like,
if you feel that yes, it'll work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like deep down, I already believed that it was gonna work, so it worked. Deep down in the beginning of other things, I already believed it wasn't gonna work, so it didn't work. But who cares? Honestly, to me, God speaks to me that way, and that is how I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. You don't care. You don't need to care how anybody else will interpret it. Interpret it. Yeah.
Yeah. He does speak to me in other ways as well. Visions is probably the most common of everything that I get from him.
You see it in your head or in dreams or something?
In my head, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're in my head a lot.
Okay. Well, there you have it. I will share one more, but let's pause for a bit, delete some things on my camera roll, and I will be back.
I am King Ayukis.
Okay, I am King Cora.
You're Queen Cora.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
You're my queen.
King.
Queen.
King.
Gotcha.
King Cora. Babe, I'm King Cora before.
No.
So you don't just come in here and change things up like you think.
Which locker room would you go into?
Babe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I was saying though, he was talking about his confirmation, and I already made a TikTok about my confirmation, but I will talk about one more confirmation.
Please.
And it was, okay. I mean, confirmation just came from like how you spoke. Like how you spoke about me, how you spoke about God. Well, there was one time where I was like, it was the first weekend that we hung out, and like, I was visiting you for an extended period of time. And the day that I was supposed to leave, you were like, let's pray over our week. And then you said in your prayer, thank you, Lord, for this lady. And I like that. In my head, I was like,
I said lady.
Nice.
That's a good one.
He was like, thank you, Lord, for this lady.
I like that.
There's many more.
That was in 2021.
That was in 2021.
Wow.
We were just thinking about the fact that we met in 2021.
It's a long time.
That is a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel that long, but
No.
it has been a while.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's not even that long at all.
No.
It's just
not.
like...
If a human was that age, you would think it was an infant.
Yes. It'd only be like a year and like 5 months.
Our relationship does not feel infantile.
It doesn't.
Not at all.
What age does it feel?
23.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm about to be 23.
Oh, there you go. It feels very mature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you? How old do you think our relationship feels? Babe?
I'm trying to think about it. That's why I'm looking at you.
Well, I didn't think about it.
Okay. Well, how old does our relationship feel? 25.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose when you're younger than me. You chose when you're older than me.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, like you said, it feels very mature, but I'm about to be 23 and I don't feel that mature. So I was thinking, like, at what age?
You're pretty mature.
Thank you, but I still feel
and
like
immature. Nah, I'm just
I
kidding.
still feel like a baby. So I was
Sometimes.
thinking, like, maybe at 25 is when I feel like I would be mature, you know?
Okay.
So that's why I chose 25.
I have a feeling at every age, this is a theory that I have, and then I'll ask you a question about our relationship so that we stay on topic.
Oh, that's okay. We can stay
Because
up.
I could go on any topic.
Yeah.
But I don't think souls age. I think souls are ageless. And I think that when I was 15, I had the same soul, just less knowledge of the earth that I have now that I'm 24.
Yeah.
I will always feel like I'm young. Even when I'm 85. I will still be like, I still feel like a kid. I don't know that much. Whatever, what, nada, yada, yada. Like, if I had the same body, I would run around in the playground.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's why people tell children, like, oh, he has an old soul.
Because some people are already born, like, just freaking old heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think your theory is, right on par with the consensus.
Sweet. Okay, yeah, so here's a good question.
Wait, I was going to say something, though.
Yes.
I do have a lot more other confirmations because before we started dating, I was asking for a lot of confirmations.
You needed it a lot, huh? I just got 1 or 2. I was like, bet.
No, I needed a lot.
Yeah.
Only because I just felt like I couldn't afford to make any mistakes. I didn't want to learn any more lessons.
That's the most overused saying ever.
So I like...
Where did that come from? I know I've heard that so many times.
I said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the Q&A one, right?
No. I said it like when we had just come back from the Met and we're sitting on the bench.
And Jesus came out?
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Homeless Jesus met us outside the Met.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was looking for funding for his company or something, right?
Yeah, for his business.
Yeah.
Which is funny because right before that, Lucas had asked me to be his girlfriend. And in my head, like, I was, like, stalling on the answer. And in my head, I was like, okay, God, like, should I say yes? And then, boom, a guy dressed up as Jesus just walks out.
Even though it was not actually Jesus.
Yeah.
It may have been a confirmation from God.
Yeah, but then when I thought...
But that is so true because... No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Say it. But we really were like, oh, this is like from God.
Yeah.
Right? Because he came out looking like an angel and he was like, I'm Jesus.
Yeah, he said that.
And we didn't think he was mentally ill at first.
No,
right?
we didn't know he was mentally ill.
Because he just came out from the trees.
Yeah.
That was actually crazy.
No, he just came out from the trees dressed in a Jesus costume and we were like, whoa, are you God?
Yeah.
Because we were the only ones sitting... We were the only ones in that area. So he just came out of nowhere and it looked like he just came like for us.
Yeah.
Until we started talking to him more and then we realized like, oh, he was not like...
No, he's just a
not an angel or anything.
Guy.
Yeah, he was just a homeless guy dressed up as Jesus. But you know what that made me think? That made me think crazy. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so that made me think that, wait, so is God trying to tell me that like you would be like fake? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Wow, you thought deeply about that one.
I thought very deeply.
I was just sitting there thinking like,
no,
this dude's tripping.
No, I thought like, oh, okay, so first I thought it was from God, and it actually wasn't. So does this mean this boy I think is from God, but he actually isn't?
And what was the answer?
I don't know. No.
Come on.
No, the answer. Well, I didn't get an answer right now.
No, I
but you're
know.
saying, like, in general.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The answer was no. Like, that wasn't what it was.
Yeah. But I realized that I do tend to take things at face value.
Yeah.
I really do take things at face value.
And I think way too deep into things.
Not too deep. I think you perceive extremely well.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But I do perceive deeply.
True.
Like, I have, like, everything is, like, 5-dimensional to me. And then...
Wow.
And then to look at... Well...
That's a lot.
Sometimes you think deeply sometimes. But, like, sometimes something will happen. And, like, Lucas will tell me about it. And I'll be like, oh... that means this, right. Or he was trying to say this,
right.
this, and Lucas would be like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Right, because I there's a certain joy in taking things at face value for me, because I don't have to really go into all the details and think about them. I just take it as it happened, and that's that.
Well, and I don't know if it's a girl versus guy thing.
True.
But I think that's why... sometimes I will think about something, or like maybe I'll say something and you will take it exactly how I'm saying it, and like I will have like a completely different meaning about it. So I'm trying to give like an example. Maybe
give an example.
I'm trying to give an example. I feel like it's happened a couple times where I said something and you just took it for what it meant. But I like meant something else. I can't think of it. I don't know.
I can think of one. Can I say anything?
Yeah, say anything.
All right. So, at like, there's been a couple of times where I bought something that you initially like were gonna pay for, or pay for part of it, and then you were like, "Oh, I'll just Venmo you," and then I'm like, "All right, babe, just Venmo me," and then you get super mad at me because I took you up on it, but I thought you meant that. Like, I thought you were actually saying, oh, that you'll Venmo me.
Yeah, so here's the thing, guys. Girls, like, if you're in a relationship, girls are not... Well, actually, it depends. It depends on the type of thing. For example, we're in line to get groceries and, like, you know, something happens, or, like, I don't know, whatever. We're paying for something, and... I just say, oh, yeah, I can Venmo you half of it. And Lucas would be like, oh, sick. Like, yeah, sure. Like, Venmo me half of it. And in my head, I'm thinking, why would he even agree to that? Like, he should just say, no, babe, you don't have to Venmo me.
And in my head, I'm thinking, why in the world would you say something that you don't want? Like, if you had just said nothing, I would have paid for the whole thing.
Yeah, but sometimes you offer because you feel bad. You offer because you feel bad, but... Like, you're just trying to have... I'm just trying to have you reassure me that I shouldn't feel bad about the price. You know?
And you are offering out of kindness.
Yes. Like, I genuinely will pay. But I want him to be like...
There are strings attached.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And it's happened a couple of times. What?
Yeah.
Like, you know...
But it doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't happen. Why doesn't it happen anymore?
Because I just decided to pay for stuff.
And I decided to stop offering.
Yeah.
Or,
no,
like...
you still offer it. I just say no now.
Yes, thanks. Yeah. I really appreciate that.
Well, I mean... God has been good to me.
Yeah.
I heard him say... Like, this is one thing recently. Not recently, but this is like a word that he gave me that came back. I don't know if you remember this, but we were in Flushing, and this was after everything had gone down with the gallery, and I was having trouble finding a job. And I was talking to my mom on the phone, and I was saying, I really feel like God is telling me that he's going to bless my pockets. And I kind of forgot about that word. But recently it's been coming back into my head again, and I'm like, he did bless my pockets. And he is still blessing my pockets. Like, the reason I'm paying for that stuff now is because I don't really have to worry about it. Like, I can't pay for that stuff now. It's crazy.
True. We thank God.
I know, we thank God.
Yeah.
And, you know, I did have to do it through getting a 9-to-5, not through entrepreneurial ventures, so that is not ideal, but
we're still working towards it.
Yeah.
And
she's got a breakthrough right now, actually.
My breakthrough is coming soon.
I'm very proud of you. You've been getting some crazy breakthroughs from God recently.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think God really took me out. I feel like I was in a rut, and I feel like I get in ruts often, but I was in like a rut, and like he just kind of like pulled me out of it a little bit. Especially when I feel like a very pivotal point was when I called you, like in the hallway. I was working, and I stepped out of the office, and I was like crying, because I was like, I don't know what to do. I feel stuck. But I think he like kind of unstuck me. Yeah.
Here's one thing I think that we do well in our relationship is you always like pick up the phone for each other.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I see it, I want to pick up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
it's you calling.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I get excited, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, sick. What's up, babe?
Yeah, hello. But this is what I want to talk about actually. Back to the point of paying for stuff.
Okay.
I want to deep dive, maybe not too deep, but I do want to dive into the topic of like
gender roles.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just saying that like off the top of my head, but all right.
But I mean, not specifically gender roles, but like that kind of concept, because I think one of our biggest fights is always about money. About like, cause yeah.
I feel like not recently that much.
No, not recently, but it used to be. Like,
I think it's because. Go ahead, babe.
I was just gonna say we used to bicker a lot about like money and kind of like gender roles.
Well, I think, to be honest, I enjoy spending money on you, but the reason that it was a lot of bickering before, I thought it was a philosophical thing of, why do I have to buy you everything? But I realized it was actually just because I had put all my money into my business venture and lost it all. And I was literally in debt. Yeah. And then you still had the expectation of me buying you all of the meals and things that we do. And I'm like, I don't even have $1 to my name except for my retirement account, which I can't touch without getting 10% like fees every time I take anything out. Yeah. So, because I mean, now that I'm not in lack, like I don't know. I feel like we don't argue about that anymore, do we?
No, we don't. But I think what it really stemmed from was like we both had different expectations. You never really the way you have blue on your hand. Yeah, I got blue all over. He's the blue man. Lucas didn't have he didn't.
This is true.
Never really like spent money on a woman.
Yeah, that's true as well.
And I haven't been in a relationship as serious as this, but I think too much of Twitter and social media can also like really pollute your mind into thinking that like your man has to buy you every single thing you say, and
that you also don't have to do anything in return as a woman for that. And you just deserve to be bought everything while bringing no value. It gets me really upset, but Karen's not like that though.
Well, you can't say no value.
Yeah, they're pretty face.
Yes, exactly.
Right, but you might not even be that pretty. No, and you would still think that your man should buy you everything, and you're like, no, I don't want to go too hard in the paint, but.
Yeah, well, I kind of had a bit of that mentality prior to like being in a relationship, was that like they just had to do everything, like just like I want this and it's at my door the next day, you know? And
Amazon Prime.
Right. And honestly, maybe one day we'll get to a point where that can happen. You know what I mean?
You should see the eyes you just gave me right now.
Maybe we'll get to a point
we will get to
in
that
life
point,
where I can just say something and I'll have it right then and there.
We will, don't worry.
But if you and your man are literally like the same age, maybe both college students or recently graduated, and you guys are literally in the same boat in life,
right?
Why would
y'all are both broke?
Exactly. Why would you expect them to be that way? And I think a lot of social media, social media has promoted the idea that like that is what a good relationship looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And also that women don't have to do anything. So I just like, I didn't understand why, because Lucas comes from a very I mean, your family's not that traditional.
I feel like their beliefs, core values are pretty traditional.
Yes.
But the way that they like live their lives and express themselves is like very modern.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with a single mom, and Lucas grew up in a 2-parent household. So he's used to seeing like a man and a woman and like kind of like traditional gender roles. I have not seen traditional gender roles. I grew up hating all the men around me because I just did not like a lot of the actions I was seeing from men. And I saw my mom do every single thing. So one, I grew up like, you know, thinking up until like maybe recently that I didn't need a man, like, and I don't need a man. And
but then she met me.
No, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need a man. You can do everything by yourself. Like, men are useless, all these things. So I had a very like bad view of men. But then also with that same bad view of men, wanted them to give me everything I want. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care for them unless like I was getting something.
And the very interesting thing as well is that, but this is already like all over social media as well. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but like dudes are the ones that do all of the grimy things that like make a society function. You know what I mean? Like, no woman is gonna be like working in a sewer like to clean like, you know,
you never know
out of a pipe.
Some women might want to do that.
Yeah, maybe like 5%.
You love your percentages out of nowhere. You just pull the number out of your
no, I mean, I made that up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I'd be willing to bet like 95% of like sewer workers are male, or maybe like 90.
I mean, yes, like people who are building the houses and the infrastructure, maybe a lot of them are male dominated, but I wouldn't put it past a woman to be able to do that. Women can do it. Yeah. Also, we fight a lot about like,
I'm sure women could do it as well, but it would be it would take a lot of training, like muscles and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some strong women though.
There are women out there that are much stronger than myself, I will admit.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I'm trying to give you something there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of our arguments also used to stem from like him having very conservative ideologies.
That's true. That's true. We have a lot of arguments from stemming from that.
Yeah, and I am very liberal. Is that what you say? I guess liberal. Like, I'm very like, you know, and you just grew up very conservative. But neither is bad. Like, but sometimes some ideas can be harmful on both ends. So I think that we've gotten to a point where we have kind of disintegrated, like strong liberal view and strong like, you know.
It's true, and it took a lot of time. a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I think we really did get somewhere on it. Yeah. It is pretty fire. Yeah.
Where are we?
I think we're just with and not same belief system on political views, but where I can respect what you think and you can respect what I think. I would hope
so.
Yeah. Like, we don't really have arguments about it anymore.
No. Because I mean, I think that also, like, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of it is not like black and white. You know what I mean? True. Like, there's a lot of nuances.
No pun intended.
Wow. Good one.
Thanks.
There's a lot of nuances when it comes to like, a lot of the things we used to argue about. So it's like, it's not just this way or that way. There's definitely a lot of conversation. It just takes it takes conversing.
Right. I didn't think that political views or Yeah, pretty much. Excuse me. I guess political views is what you would call it, but I didn't think that would play like such a point of contention in our relationship as it has. But I feel like we are on pretty solid ground.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't even think about it. It's getting heated.
Really? What's getting you heated, babe?
Just like thinking about past arguments. But yeah, I think we're.
I mean, that would be a good. That would be entertaining.
No.
We gotta do a nice little fight.
Nah, let's not. But yeah, I think we have both like kind of realized that it's not just my way or your way. It's just very like
our way.
No, please. There's just like, you know, it's a blend of things. As long as like your ideas are not stemming from like a harmful place. You know what I mean? As long as you don't genuinely want bad for some like people or others. But I think it's because
that is never the correct way to think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think because we both have core values stemming from the Bible, we can agree on a lot of the things.
God is everything.
Yeah.
God is everything. Yeah.
Yeah. What else did we used to argue about?
I don't know.
We used to fight a lot when I would visit New York City about what public transportation we should take.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lucas would want to bike everywhere.
Yeah.
And I would just either take the train or an Uber. Like, why would I bike? You know what I mean? Like, look at me, seriously. Why would I bike? You know? But then Lucas is like, oh, but biking will just take you like 15 minutes. The train is like 40 minutes.
Right.
I'm like,
essentially, it could save you 30 minutes.
I'm going to take the train every time. I will, because I want to sit down. And even better, I will take an Uber.
I got news for you.
What?
You sit on a bike.
Well, yes, but you're not just sitting doing nothing.
I know.
So,
I want to get you the Pilates, though, so you start biking.
I would never bike.
If you start doing Pilates, you enjoy moving and exercising like that and doing cardio, you'll start wanting to bike.
Babe, are you mistaking Pilates for SoulCycle?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if you get into working out, you would probably want to bike every once in a while.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You never know.
I think I still would prefer a train or an Uber. And I think, like...
But I respect that. You're a very, like, elegant, cute, refined woman that, like... is a flower, you know what I mean?
That doesn't like to bike.
No, but like your whole, who you are, you're not outdoorsy hiker. Like we're not gonna, like your dream date is not to go to SeaWorld.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that would be terrible if that was anybody's dream date because they're abusing the animals.
Yeah, but my point is more like you're not the type that is dreaming about going camping.
Oh no, never that.
Yeah.
Never.
You're the type that's dreaming about like getting your nails done. Yeah.
Getting my nails done, a massage.
Right.
Ramen.
I've always liked girly girls.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I've always loved manly men.
Yeah, let's go camping, babe.
No, thank you.
I'll just go with the homies.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It'd be fun, actually.
Yeah.
You should go in Wisconsin.
Oh, true. I'm actually so excited to see Barry.
Yeah. But it would be cold.
Get you a friend named Barry. If you ever meet someone named Barry, he's probably a great dude. There's not that many.
I've actually never met somebody else named Barry except for Barry.
And his name's not even Barry.
I know. I was about to say that his name's
not even Barry.
Okay. Well, I forgot where we're going with this. You were gonna ask me a question.
Yeah, true. I was gonna say, what is something you have learned recently about, like, treating me better or how to treat me better? You already treat me amazing. I will say, on a grade scale, she treats me an A. But I just mean the question of, like,
what have I learned?
Yeah, what's something you've learned about how to treat me or your man? Like, it could be idiosyncratic, or it could be more general.
Okay. What does idiosyncratic mean?
Like something that's just a quirk of me.
Okay.
To treat me better.
Well, one thing I would say is that you don't really like jokes that are like, you know.
True.
Like, I don't know how to say. I mean, you
true.
like to joke, but I have a way of like joking where I'll just say something like, mean. But like it's just honestly
That's
just
the
a
Ghana
joke.
in you, isn't it?
It really is the Ghana in me. Like they roast you, OD. But I wouldn't even roast it. It would just be like a stupid little like comment. And I mean, I guess there's a truth to every joke. So I mean, so maybe that's why you didn't like it. But I was never
just don't
being
think
truthful.
Things that are rude are funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think the jokes that I think are funny are like silly or stupid. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't like jokes like that.
No. Once again, because I take things at face value.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's a good point. Because I'm just saying it as a joke. Right. But you are just listening to what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So
it's funny because when you say that, it sounds like my way is the only, it makes so much sense. Like I'm just listening to as you're saying it, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But that isn't the only way that humans work.
Right.
Like humans don't just say something that has no context under it or behind it.
Yes.
So at face value, it does sound like saying face value or taking things at face value is that it makes the most sense, but it's not necessarily true.
No, because I never take things at face value.
But you should take what I say at face value.
Okay, I'll take what you say at face value. But have you realized?
You're cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you realized? I rarely take things at face value. Like whenever I come to you, whenever I come to you and I say like, this is what happened with blah, blah, blah. And then I say what they said. And then you just say, oh, okay, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, but blah, blah, blah. And I give you like 5 different like perspectives on it. That makes you understand how I'm arriving to this conclusion.
You do go hard in that.
Yes. Yeah. So I almost never take things at face value. Like always, like I'm always thinking that there's like 2 meanings to everything people do or say. So when you say, well, when I say, well, somebody didn't give me this information, and you say, well, why don't you ask them? I'm like, no, they didn't give me this information for a reason. They don't want me to know, so I don't want to ask them.
But from my point of view, like, okay, who cares about that? What gives you the highest probability of actually gaining that information? Asking them, what's your objective? What do you want? The information. So ask.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
No, but I hear what you're saying as well. Like I'm not trying to say my way is right or your way is right. I'm just trying to explain that is why sometimes I would take a more simplistic route. Like just go for it. Yeah.
Another thing that I guess I've been learning to treat you more in is like acts of service. Like you really like acts of service.
I do.
I'm a city girl, so I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this right.
Exactly. And that's what you were saying, the toxic social media is earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so I never grew up like, an acts of
3
service.
Carrots.
I never grew up an acts. Well, not grew up. I grew up very, because Ghana, like, you can't be in Ghana, like, not serve people. But you're always serving somebody. Especially not if you don't even have to be in Ghana, but, like, in an African household.
I've seen it.
You're always serving someone. So I think, I like serving, but serving a man is just something that, like, makes me upset a little bit. Because I'm like, why? Why should I do that? Like, they have their 2 hands and 2 feet, and they can do whatever, But like sometimes I enjoy it. Like I've grown to like enjoy it because I know that it means a lot to you if I
Right. That's how I feel about spending money on you.
Yeah.
I think I might enjoy it a little more than you enjoy acts of service, but it's like it's actually kind of fun now.
Yeah. I like making you feel like happy and good. So I know like if I do this for him, he will feel like happy and loved, and that's the way.
And seen.
Oh
yeah.
I see you every day, boy.
Oh yeah.
I'm staring I'm staring right at you. But yeah, so acts of service, I really didn't. Okay, you know what? I do like acts of service, but sometimes you tell me to do the acts of service. Right,
you don't like acts of service when I tell you to do it.
But I think you think I don't want to do it.
Right.
So then you ask me to do it, which makes me not want to do it in the first place. So yeah, more acts of service.
But what if I said, would you please? Hey,
Yeah,
babe,
that's-
could you please?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Myanmar?
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But you don't be saying it like that.
No, I know. That's why I asked. What if I said it like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? I'll say the third thing, and then you can say more things.
Yeah.
Being more... I mean, there's a lot, but I'll just say this because this is what is coming to my head. Being more, like, responsive via text.
Oh, yes.
Because...
Yeah, but it's not that you're not responsive. It's that the order or something of your responses.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was saying, in the morning, like, Lucas will send me a bunch of voice messages, but I would, like, listen to one, and then, like, I'll be like, I'm about to respond, and then, like, do something and completely forget about it, and then listen to the next one, and I would always forget what he said in the voice messages because I was getting distracted and, like, thinking, like, oh, I can just respond, like, you know, real quick when I'm done doing this. But then after I'm done doing this, that comes next and that comes next. And
even while you're saying this, it makes me feel insecure because it makes me feel like you're valuing more, like, what you're doing during the day than even responding to me. And then people listening would be like, dang, like, she doesn't even respond to like, her man.
No,
like, that's what's going through my head as you're saying this.
I don't think people listening would be like, oh, she doesn't respond to her man. I think... Yeah. A lot of people listening will relate. Like, a lot of people don't, like, have the urgency to respond really quickly. Or, like, think that, like, let me just do this real quick.
It's just, like, because you do respond. You just respond to, like, one of them.
Yes, I'll respond to one of them. Like, he was in, like, 5. I'll respond to, like, maybe the last one because that's the one that I remember. Because I was doing, like, other things while listening. It's not like I do things before. Like, it'll be playing while I'm doing something. So I'm hearing you through the speaker while I'm, like, going about my room and doing stuff. But then, like, I'll forget about it. And so I've just learned to just, like, sit down and, like, carve time to listen and respond because you care about that.
Yeah. I just wait for a break to respond. Like, I just don't respond to it until I'm, you know, sitting down to drink coffee or doing this or that, and then I just listen to them all and respond to it, and that's my break. But
that's what you do good at, and I think we work differently. Like, our brains operate differently.
They do.
Because when I get a voice message from you, I want to listen right away. I'm like, oh, Lucas sent a voice message. Like, let me listen right away. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I will listen to it. And then, because I didn't, like...
Aww, that's what you feel when you get one from me?
Yes, I want to hear what you're saying.
That's so sweet.
So then I don't wait till I have a chance to listen.
I didn't know it was like that.
Well, yeah, because you're taking everything wrong.
That's so sweet.
Thanks, I guess. So, yeah, I'm like, let me respond right now. And then... I forget because I wasn't free, but now I'm learning to just like only listen when I have free time. But it's hard because I want to listen right away. So yeah.
Aww. What?
Okay, so now you say 3 things you're learning about how to treat me better.
Right. No. So one thing I did recently when I changed your name in my contacts to my flower is because I have a certain way of living that is not how I should treat you.
Okay.
So you need to be treated with kindness at all times, and when you have hard things at work, you need to be listened to. When you have something that's bothering you, I just need to be there with you. When, you know, you're saying that you feel bad about doing this or this or this, it's not my job it is my job to critique you, but it's not my job to critique you on the spot in the moment when you're already feeling down.
Yeah. It's
my job to encourage you or be kind or be soft. So something I've realized is that I do, you know, there's a I want to see something too then.
Sorry.
I saw one pop up.
What?
I don't know. I thought I saw a text pop up.
Are you looking at a text because you saw my text?
Well, I looked at mine because I saw you look at your phone.
Okay, sorry.
But no, there's this. I need to. I can't just treat you exactly the same as how I treat myself because you're not myself. Yeah.
But babe, don't you think it's sad that you don't treat yourself the way you treat me?
No.
Why?
Because I think women, and especially your woman, should be treated differently than you treat yourself. I mean, I want to critique myself to become the best artist of all time, to be the best human I could ever be, and to sharpen myself incessantly, which is my personal choice. But you didn't ask me to do that for you, so I don't need to do that for you.
Uh-oh, what happened? Wait, I don't think it's recording.
No, it is.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel that I don't know why I would treat, like, I want to essentially, like, you know, make you feel like a queen at all times.
Yeah.
Well, a queen will feel different than a king does. So I should treat you, a bit different than I would treat myself.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying as well. That's why I am welcoming in mercy to the kingdom, is because there is space for me to be kinder to myself, but I don't know, there's just a certain way in which I'm treating you now with like a gentleness or a meekness that is not always been present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So you changed my contact name to my flower to remind you to treat me like a flower.
Like flower petals in my hand, like I can't squash it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another one is, I mean, paying for things. You know, it was a mental, like, I had to do it in my own way. I had to add it to my budget. I had to make sure it's gonna fit, so that I could, just buy you small things here and there when you ask me, or when you ask me. And I think figuring that out from your consistent criticism, which is good and necessary in every relationship, I have no problem with that, has helped me to treat you more like you want to be treated. As well.
Wait, talking this?
Hiya.
Scream?
Oh!
Okay, cool. I didn't know if it was picking it up or not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Third thing.
Well, I think like really keeping an eye out for any way in which you are, if like anything ever violates you, then me like standing up for it, and like me being on the lookout for it pretty much, and whenever I see it, making sure to like act in a way that protects you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, those are three very good things. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another question. We can.
Yeah.
I guess we can end up and then. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think another good question could be like, how do we make sure that God is leading our relationship?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
How do we make sure God is in the center of our relationship? I mean, anytime this comes up, I always just think, I don't know where I heard it from, but like making God the center of your life individually. You know?
That's such a good answer.
Yeah, because
that's a really good answer.
If God is the center of my life and he's the center of his life, together he'll be the center of our relationship, because we both prioritize him. So in a relationship, I prioritize God over Lucas. He prioritizes God over me. So there's no way we both wouldn't prioritize God. So just making sure that your partner or the person you're with prioritizes God as much as you do. Like, they can't prioritize God a little bit more, and you can't prioritize God a little bit less than them. They both have to prioritize God as much as you do, because things will come up. Like,
an equal yoke is serious.
Yeah,
you really do have to both be deep for Christ.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
100%. And honestly, I don't think you would, like, I don't think a relationship can fail if you're both prioritizing God.
It's true.
And making God the center.
I honestly agree. If you two were brought together by Him, and you continuously, day after day, start and finish Alpha and Omega, your day with the Alpha and Omega, you, my friend, will have a successful relationship. I think that is true.
Yeah. And I think what happens when relationships...
Some good points on this one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think when some relationships won't work out is when people stop prioritizing God.
They get lazy.
Yeah.
You get lazy. You got to stay vigilant. You must stay vigilant.
You have to always rekindle the fire.
Yeah.
You can't let it die out. Because, like, when my relationship with God is rocky, that's when I'm, like, arguing with everybody. And I'm, like, annoyed at everything. Yeah.
And when you start becoming annoyed at everything, then you are more likely to let your relationship with God become rocky or fall by the wayside. It's like a negative feedback loop. You know what I mean? If you neglect your relationship with God, you will become more emotionally unhealthy. But also, if you are becoming more emotionally unhealthy because of some other stressor, you will begin to neglect your relationship with God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you prioritize God in your life? That's like a whole different thing. Because that's what makes a relationship centered around God is individual.
Such a good point.
Individual closeness.
Because it's the same thing about, like, how do you actually find, like, everything kind of lies in yourself. It's not a selfish way to look at life, but it's correct.
Yeah.
How are you going to find your perfect mate or the mate that God has for you? You become the best version of yourself.
Yes.
How do you actually have the space to love somebody? You have to learn how to love yourself. You can't love somebody if you don't love yourself. It's everything is like that.
Yeah. And that's why when like I was giving someone relationship advice the other day, and I was saying, like, and they were like, oh, I just feel like I would never meet my man or something. And I was like, well, you have to first of all make yourself the woman that the man you're looking for would want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yep.
So godly men aren't looking for ungodly women, and ungodly women aren't looking for godly men. So yeah, you have to be both. Like, you have to be who you want to attract.
Yeah.
And your relationship will be God in the center. But I mean, some practical ways, like, whenever I call Lucas about something, you know, our first reaction. Yeah, our first reaction is like, okay, let's pray about it.
Every time. And after arguments, which is the hardest one, but it's true. Oh,
I hate praying after arguments.
Yeah, but it's true.
People are probably going to think we're so weird. It's not that weird.
We're winning.
That's true. But yeah, praying after arguments. Because, like, it's like, now we got to bring this to God. And, like, He can, like, heal. He can iron and straighten things out, how I feel. And He's done that multiple times. When I feel away or something, like, God always restores it. And, like, generally we've gone through like some periods of not feeling close to each other, and God always restored it. Maybe
we are a little weird.
Why?
I don't know, but
yeah, we probably are.
That is true. I'm so thankful that He's brought us out of all of our periods where we felt like a bit far.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a good place to end. What do you think?
We could keep going for 5 more hours.
I think this is a good place to end.
Sounds good.
What do you want to leave? Oh, what are we doing for Valentine's Day?
I got us reservations at Peter Luger
Steakhouse.
The best steak in the world that I've ever had.
And guys, I took him there steak. First.
She did, and she paid for it.
Oh yeah,
for my birthday.
It was his birthday dinner, and he
best birthday present I've ever had.
Oh really?
I think so. Except for being born, but
yeah. There's Lucas has been talking about this steakhouse for forever, so I thought I would take him for his birthday, and we loved it so much. We're like, we need to go for Valentine's Day. And guess what? He made the reservation like a month earlier. Like he called Peter Luger like January 10th.
15th. Well, I did call them on the 10th, and they said only 1 month out.
They said we can only accept reservations a month before the date. So on the 14th of January, he was like, I need a reservation for the 14th of February.
And then they said there's 31 days in January.
Who said that?
The person who picked up the phone. So I had to call them on the 15th.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
it was so stupid.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, you said 1 month though. You didn't say 30 days.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What? So dumb.
That's dumb. He probably had been getting calls all day.
True. You're right though. You are right.
So you were able to get
That's a good point.
You were able to get a resi?
I called as soon as they opened on the 15th.
Aw, see guys, that's how your man should go about Valentine's Day. It should not be February 11th. And you guys are looking at each other like, what? You guys don't even know if you're gonna spend Valentine's Day. Matter of fact, has he even asked you to be his Valentine? That's the real question.
Dang, Shy.
Yeah, you have to. They have to be. Stop messing with these nonchalant men.
That's facts though.
That are just like don't care about anything sentimental when
That's
they
facts,
know that
though.
you care about it.
Yeah, just become the baddest woman. And then they will all come to you. You don't have to even do anything.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Don't even go after a man, because that's what I would say to my a man, or my younger brother. Don't even go after a woman. Just go after the better version of yourself, and then you will attract plenty of female attention. Vice versa.
True. But is female attention what we want?
Well, I mean, low key, yeah.
Yeah. So I hope you're having a good week. I don't know if I'm posting this before Valentine's Day or after, but either way, I hope you have or had a good Valentine's Day. Woo! And Valentine's week. Woo! And even if you don't have a romantic partner, babe, stop. I'm talking.
I'm excited.
You keep making the noises in there, and I'm trying to end this out.
Go for it.
Even if you don't have a romantic partner for Valentine's Day, just know that you are loved. Spend it with your sister. Spend it with your brother. Spend it with your mom. Anyone. It doesn't have to be romantic.
Your loved ones.
Yeah, it's a day of love. Spend it with your loved ones. And don't forget to love.
Yes.
I love you. I do.
I love you too.
I'm talking to
I know.
Yeah.
Nice Instagram bio.
Thanks. I say that at the end of every podcast episode. So then I put it in my bio.
That's so sweet.
I love you. I do.
She's such a good woman.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you for listening. Please give this podcast a rating or review. That was a yawn.
But I was trying to make it into an excited noise.
Okay. Please give this podcast a rating. No, I can't even talk.
5-star on Yelp.
Please give this podcast a rate and a review on whatever platform you're listening, because that helps us get recommended to other people and we can welcome all of them into the kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you did watch, I love you. I do. And I'll see you in my next episode.
God is great.
The Ghana one is coming up next, I think, soon. So, mwah, love you. Bye-bye.